All right, guys, I just finished up talking with Coach Kevin Avison of the Huntley Project with his receiver linebacker Cooper Beard. Awesome interview. Got to hear a lot about their winning culture out there in Huntley. It's a mindset they definitely put in the work this summer to take that 5-5 record last year and improve on it. And then they also got the first shot at the champs this week. So interested to see what happens there. And awesome interview. Let us know what you think. All right, guys, I am here with Huntley Project, Coach Kevin Avison and Cooper Beard. So basically, what we're going to do is they're going to tell us a little bit about Red Devil football for 2025. We'll start off with you, Coach. Tell us a little bit about your history and your path to where you are today.
Oh, you bet. Thank you. Appreciate the question. I graduated from Fairview High School. That's Fairview, not Fairfield. 5 blocks from North Dakota. Um, Played football, went to Dickinson State, ended up starting 4 years at corner, and was an All-American there. Had a great coach in Hank Bijou, and that was the early '90s, and I was on the team that went to the national semifinals, so I take pride in that. From there, I graduated. I went to Shields Valley High School and was head football coach there in the late '90s. Then I transferred to Charlotte, Montana, took both those teams to the playoffs. And then I got out of the business for about 15 years and opened up a restaurant in Polson, Montana called the Cove Deli and Pizza.
Okay.
And about 10 years ago, I got the itch, and Huntley Project was calling, and I started here 10 years ago, been on staff for the last 10 years, and this is my second year as a head coach.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm very familiar with Fairview. I just moved to Billings from the Williston area, so
Okay.
know exactly where it is. Cooper, tell us a little bit about you. When did you start playing football? What got you into it? Uh,
Yeah, so I've been playing football since I can remember, and it's kind of surreal. I've had Coach Avison since seventh grade, like my very first Huntley Project football days, all the way up to my senior year. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, um, played YYF with a couple of buddies, just figuring, like, just seeing what I liked, and then yeah, football stuck with me.
okay, awesome. And you are a junior this year or senior?
Senior.
Junior. Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about the rest of the staff.
Okay, so we have a great staff. I'm really blessed. Starting with my defensive coordinator Brady Goldie. He's from Cody, Wyoming. He went to Western Montana College to rodeo, and I think he's been on staff about 7 years. Most of that with the junior high, but the last couple of years as a defensive coordinator. We have a Huntley Project alum, Wes Lindeen. He was a standout here back in the early '90s, same age as me actually, and then he went to Dickinson State and played football, and we ended up here together coincidentally. He's the head track coach as well. Um, we have a guy by the name of Mike Spence. This is his third year in the program. He's our offensive line coach. He's a Shepherd guy. We don't hold that against him. And we have a guy by the name of TJ Raymaker. He has some boys on the team, and he's been coaching for a long time, the younger kids. And he's finally decided to come, and he's kind of helping me with the offense, and he's going to be play calling this year. He has a son on the team who's our starting quarterback, Blake Raymaker.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and then finally, Mark Wandel. He's our superintendent, and he's been here for 25 years. He's out of Baker. He played at Dickinson State as well, and he's been coaching a long time. He was coaching in the state championship in '07 and '08 as a defensive coordinator. So he's been around a long time. He's kind of an advisor, and kind of keeps us all on the straight and narrow. But he's a real good addition, and kind of volunteers. So that even makes it more special that he gives his time that way. So,
Awesome.
um, yep.
All right. Tell us a little bit about the offseason, preseason stuff that kind of led you up into 2025.
Yeah, yes, sir. So last year, my first year, we began the season 1-4. And Huntley Project football, I don't know if that's ever, in the last 30 years has been the case. So it was a rough start. We played some tough teams, but no excuse. Um, Ended up winning our last 4 out of the 5 games and ended up 5-5, and we made the playoffs and lost to Three Forks. But we made it a mission to, do better. And starting in the spring, we had a lot of dedication, a lot of dedicated guys. We take our seniors, our upcoming seniors, and we have them draft all the underclassmen in the upper eight and the eighth graders coming up, and we put them on what we call senior leadership teams. So, for example, Cooper was in charge of about 6 or 7 underclassmen, and they were in charge of just accountability, getting them to the weight room, giving them rides to summer practices, and we would track by attendance, and we had a winning team. So that
Awesome.
really added to some competition to get guys to the weight room, to get them to summer practices, to get them to camps, and we reward them with a steak night at Texas Red Roadhouse. We did that last week. We had 7 guys, and Cooper was the winning team,
All right.
and so it's something the kids really look forward to. So it's kind of a exterior motivator, but also team building in the meantime.
Awesome.
This summer, we have two football camps here at Huntley Project. We have a K6 camp. We had about 75 kids go to that. 25 of our high school boys were there helping coach.
Awesome.
We also had a 7th and 8th grade football camp where we had about 30 players join that, and we also had about 25 of our high school guys just show up to help and coach those guys up. So there's that. And then we went to the MSU football camp. We went to 7-on-7 league at Dallas Stadium, where Lockwood, Shepherd, us, and Senior played every Monday night. We went to Red Lodge for a 2-day camp, and we scrimmaged against teams like Sydney, Columbus, Big Timber, and Red Lodge. We went to a Lockwood mixer where we scrimmaged teams like Laurel and Shepherd and Lockwood. So we got a lot of time in. We practiced every week. Actually, the guys themselves had player-led practices where coaches weren't involved. We had 25, 30 guys show up for those. Just we put in the work. We call it pounding the rock. Just putting in the work, putting in the time, and I don't think Huntley Project football has experienced this much of work in the summer probably for 10 years.
Yeah.
So our guys really feel we're on the right track.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, that sounds like you guys were truly grinding. Cooper, tell me a little bit about yours. I know you're doing a little bit of extra one-on-one stuff on the side. What are some of the extra things you did?
Well, there's just like a different level of hunger this year. So like just making it to the weight room was very big for us because we aren't the biggest team, we aren't the strongest, fastest, and that's what we tried getting in there to do. But making camps was very big. We wanted to get as much reps as possible because we know we have a lot to prove this year. And yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, Cooper's also a baseball player for the Legion program, and
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah.
all-state player.
Nonstop. Awesome.
Yep.
All right. So tell me a little bit. I know we got Cooper here. Who are some of the other players we should be on the lookout for?
Well, we ended up starting a freshman quarterback last year. Our quarterback that was going to come out as a senior did not end up playing football. He chose basketball. So we looked, Cooper came and said, "Hey, I can play quarterback," and which he did in junior high. He played as a freshman. So we kind of stepped in, and then, after watching Blake Raymaker, and you're probably going to hear that name quite a bit in the next 2 or 3 years, but he's the real deal. So he'll be our sophomore starter. He's also won a couple state championships in wrestling. In fact, he was the first 8th grader to win a state championship in Huntley Project.
Okay.
We have Tucker Kasmark. He's also, a state placer in wrestling. His dad's our AD and our wrestling coach. He's a tank. He's a junior. He started running back last year for us as a sophomore, and he's tough to bring down and surprisingly fast and a really hard worker. We have our line is 4 or 5 seniors that started last year as juniors. So they have made strides. We got guys like Coulter Tepke, Jace Perkowitz, Coulter Hash, David Gritte, a real strong senior class of linemen that are making big strides. We have a sophomore named Caden Kale, who's kind of jack of all trades. We can throw anywhere. So as far as returning all conference guys, basically Cooper, he was first team linebacker, second team wide receiver, and all conference returner. And then Tucker was a second team linebacker as well. So, not a lot of returning all conference people, but we were really young and we still pretty much are. I think we're going to have, so we have nine returning defensive starters and 8 returning offensive starters.
Okay.
So that makes us real excited.
Yeah. How many kids you got total?
We're at right about 40.
40. All right. Not bad.
Yeah, we got 65, 7 through 12. So we got a really good junior high program too. We run the same offense and the same terminology and everything 7 through 12 here. So
cool. Awesome. That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about Huntley Project. What makes you guys unique? Is there any special traditions or anything like that that might be different than some of the other places?
I would say in Class B, winning in all sports. If those people that are familiar with our volleyball program, I think we've won 15 out of the last 20 years, probably even more than that. They've been in the state championship 25 straight years. Wrestling, 4 in a row. I bet that it's probably going to be 6 or 7 in a row. We're just real fortunate. We love every day that we have all these wrestlers on our football team.
Yeah.
And I talk to the guys about there's no reason why we should not be the best tackling team in the state. No reason at all. And it makes a lot of sense. Huntley Project football is always winning program. The last time we won a state championship, however, was 07 and 08. We were in the state championship in 2015 and 2016, and we took second both those years. So it's been a while. And, we're always up there in the top 10. This year, I think we're better than a lot of people think we are. We just got to go out there and prove it. Awesome. And as far as traditions, I just believe there's a strong community support in athletics. So we really thrive off that and the support that we have.
Awesome. Cool. Okay. So you guys get the first crack at the champs this week. Any pregame rituals like game day breakfast, Thursday night dinners, anything like that you guys do?
We have a Thursday night team dinner. The parents come in and bring food in. And so after practice on Thursday, we get to go into the cafeteria and just sit down and eat and talk with the parents and have a good time. That's another tradition. Can you think of any others?
Pre-game ice bath, Thursday night.
Apparently there's pre-game ice baths. Coaches don't take part in that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So, all right, let's close it out. I'm going to ask each of you guys, I'll start with you, Coach. What's one cool or one interesting fact, non-football related, that people might not know about you?
Okay, that's a great question that I wasn't prepared for. Let me think about that. Well, I think I mentioned at the beginning that I own a restaurant in Polson, Montana. A lot of people probably have heard of it, the Cove Deli and Pizza. It's right by the bridge. Every year, I run a Flathead Lake rock skipping championships every June. So, a lot of guys get out there and skip rocks on the lake and think they're probably the best. But early part of June, if you want to prove it, come out to Polson and we can put it in the record books.
Okay, it's been a minute since I've tried it, so I didn't know that existed, but who knows? So, all right, Cooper, your turn. What do you got?
Really big into like outdoors, fishing and lifting, all that type of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so big outdoorsman. Any one particular experience you want to tell us about?
Fishing. Just like deep sea fishing on our family vacations. That's my go-to. Like I love that stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. What'd you go for?
We mainly went for everything.
Okay.
I caught a mahi.
Okay. All right.
With my grandpa, yeah.
What was the biggest one you guys caught?
I think last year I caught like 160-pound stingray.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I was working on it, but
awesome. That's cool. All right, guys. Thanks for taking some time to chat with me. Good luck Friday night. I'll be watching for sure. That is one of the games I got circled on my NFHS app to keep an eye on. So I'll let you guys get on with your day, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the interest in us and what you do for Montana high school football.
Absolutely.
Thank you.